Hello Dice Timers, my name is Derek and welcome to Descent into Avernus Part 5, the DM's Tips. As always, this is intended for DMs or people who aren't sort of considering playing this adventure. So if you are considering playing this adventure, it's probably better to look at some of our other amazing content that we have here on our Dice Stormers channel. These videos have gotten an amazing reception, and I'm really pleased to say that we've gotten more than 6,000 views on these videos and more than 350 likes. So the response has been really good. These videos performing better than what we would expect from our other videos. So if you could give us a like, I really appreciate those. If you could give us a comment, I do love the comments, they're really helpful. And if we've earned a subscription, please click the subscribe button and turn on the notifications so that you're notified when a new video arrives. So we're going back to Avernus. We have just wrapped up Candlekeep, and Sylvia has set the characters on their way. And the way that they do that is she provides them with griffins to take them to Traxxagore's tower, who is going to cast the plane shift spell to send them down into Avernus. Sylvia is a really sort of interesting character, but she's kind of fairly bland compared to what's coming up next. This is some fan art that somebody did of Traxxagore. Yes, Traxxagore is an otter. And you arrive at his tower to find him scurrying about. He's aware of you and he's aware of what you need to do, and he's currently frantically trying to find a tuning fork, which has been shown here. I will credit the person who created this fan art in the description below. Traxxagore has been turned into an otter by a polymorph spell by a competing wizard, and he decided that he really liked that form and just decided to stay in it. So here he is rushing about being a little otter in his tower. The only way to sort of get in and out of this tower is through the landing pad on the roof, which the griffins use. Obviously Traxxagore has teleport spells, as he's quite a powerful wizard in his own right. So I didn't know anything of Traxxagore earlier. I haven't come across him in realm lore. I don't know if he was being created specifically for this adventure, but he is quite cute and has a lot of character. Also in the tower with him is Lulu the Holophone, and Lulu is also going to be a fairly critical component because she will travel with you to Elturel. She doesn't remember much of her time in the Avernus, but she does know that if she goes back there, she can be helpful to the players. She can be a guide. The game gives you the option of just making her an NPC and being controlled by the DM, or you can give her stat block to the players and the players can control what she does. Her main attack is a trumpeting sound that she can make with her little trumpet, her little trunk, and she can also fly and do other things. As she moves through Avernus, she regains more and more of her abilities. So before there's this kind of cute interaction between you and Traxxagore as he needs to help finding his tuning fork, which will be a critical component of the spell to cast plane shift. And once you find it, he's then ready to send you to hell, essentially. He's going to go with you. Don't make the mistake of that. I think I gave an indication to my players that he was going to teleport them there. But he actually goes with the players and the Lulu and Rhea Mantlemorn, if she is still with the party or if she came along, and him and up to 8 other characters. That's another photo that I found on the internet of if anybody wants a picture of Traxxagore. I thought that was very cute. So he casts the plane shift spell and the whole entire group is teleported into Elturel. Now Elturel is very different from its original form. This is what it used to look like. So obviously it has a beautiful garden in the middle, and it's a fortified town on the side of a river. I'm presuming this is the Chionthar River. And it looks like it even has a sort of a marina section up here where the wealthy will have their boats and their private areas. So that's what it used to look like. And obviously the companion was hanging above the city, and this is what it looks like now. It is floating 600 feet above the river Styx in Avernus, and there are infernal chains that have been latched onto the side of the city that are slowly dragging it down in towards the River Styx to its destruction, we believe. And as you can see, the city has literally been wrenched in half by this event, and there is only two ways to get from this side of the city to the other side. As you can see, the characters arrive here, and it should not be understated the kind of impact that seeing this will have on players like on characters like Rhea. This is her hometown. This is the place where she grew up. This is the thing that she's dedicated her life to serving and protecting. So it is really impactful for her to see the place that she's dedicated her life to all asunder and basically in flames, and most of its residents are dying or dead, and those that are still alive are being hunted by devils as the devils roam the city. As soon as you arrive, Traxxagore mutters a few magical words, draws some arcane symbols in the air, and disappears. He's basically not wanting to choose sides in this fight, and so he doesn't want to get drawn into helping the players or anything like that. So he casts invisibility on himself and goes away to have a long rest and cast plane shift and get out of there. So there's literally no opportunity to converse with Traxxagore about what they should do or where they should go. Conveniently, though, if Rhea is with the party or if Lulu is with the party, they will direct them towards the High Hall. The High Hall is the place where all the residents would go if there was anything wrong in the city. Obviously, with a cataclysm of this nature, there are still plenty of people stuck outside the High Hall and, probably trying to survive or even, get there. There are a number of encounters that the players and their various NPCs can encounter along the way there. I won't go into too much detail of them. You can randomly roll them, but I would pick a few that you really like and that you think play well to your strengths as a DM and have those ones there. I think there's also a really good opportunity to kind of set the scene here, that you can create an air of tension and menace that is going to pervade the whole cityscape from now on. There could be dead bodies lying in the street. There could be large pools of blood and drag marks that lead away from them. Use these kind of things to create fear and tension within the players. This is a really handy thing that I don't think a lot of DMs do. It doesn't have to be an encounter. It doesn't have to be people fleeing demons, although there's plenty of that. The way that you can instill fear is just by simple things that lie in the player's path that can, with accumulation, create tension and menace in the air. So the other thing that you need to remember about Elturel is the companion. Once a beautiful shining light above the city, the companion is now a black electrical mass that hovers menacingly above Elturel. And as you can see here, these are the chains that bind it to the River Styx that are slowly dragging the city down. So as I said, there's a number of encounters that you can have along the way, but the first thing that the players have to do is get across from one side of the city to the other, and they can only do that through those two bridges. Now these bridges are enchanted, and if a player survives on an Arcana check, they can activate the enchantment on the bridge, and that will cause 22 points of radiant damage to any creature on the bridge that is evil or susceptible to it. Highly recommend that you give the players that opportunity, because both of these bridges are being patrolled quite heavily by the opposing forces. I think that's it. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching this video. If these videos are too short or too long, I'd love to hear your comments about that in the descriptions below. And also, if you have any other questions about this adventure, I'd love to hear them as well. Also, if there are other modules or adventures that you'd like me to do, I'm more than willing to contemplate those. So please leave your suggestions about advice or published adventures that you would like to see covered in the DM's tips in the comments. Thanks very much. I'll see you next time.